I've been reselling sports cards in some capacity for over 20 years. I love the hobby and I love the game, but that doesn't mean it's all rainbows and butterflies. Today, I'm going to share with you the brutal truths about reselling sports cards. Some of them will sting, others might save you thousands of dollars, but by the end, you might just see the hobby in a whole new light. My name's Ty Wilson. I host a show called Chasing Cardboard, and I've completed nearly 100,000 successful sports card transactions in the last 5 years. Reselling sports cards isn't just a side hustle for me, it's my profession. I've put in the necessary 10,000 hours, I've bought the wrong stuff, I've underpriced the good stuff, I've made all the mistakes that you could make. And through all of that, I've built a thriving business. I've also been in the game in various degrees. I've been part-time, I've been almost full-time, and for the past 3 years, I've been completely full-time. So if you're here hoping to turn cardboard into cash, stick with me because this video might be the gut check that you didn't know you needed. And yes, at the end of this video, I'm going to share a resource that I put together to help you take the next steps in your own reselling journey. All right, let's get into it and start with brutal truth number 1, which is reselling sports cards is not profitable for most people. You see, everybody wants the profits, but few want the process. The barrier to entry is very low in sports cards, which means the competition is going to be sky high. I mean, most folks lose money in sports cards because they chase the hype, they overpay, or they think it's going to be easy without a system. If you're in it for fun, great, but if you're in it for profit, you need discipline, you got to have strategy, and you have to have structure. Number 2, the true edge in reselling comes from consistency. You see, sporadic effort is always going to equal sporadic results. You have to throw this idea of overnight wins out the window. The real power lies in listing daily, sourcing weekly, and reviewing your numbers as often as you can. Because if you treat this like a business and you show up every day and you refine your systems, you're going to separate yourself from 95% of the other sports card resellers. Consistency compounds in reselling sports cards. Number 3, the higher the risk, the higher the margin. Buying raw cards and cracking slabs and meeting strangers in parking lots, bundling up massive collections for a big flip, all of those can pay off big or they can burn you really hard. You're going to have more opportunities when you're willing to take chances that others won't, but you cannot do that stuff blind. You always got to do your due diligence and you have to understand the worst case scenario. Number 4, most profit is made before the purchase. I have said this a million times. If you do not win on the buy, you're already behind. Because the moment you overpay in sports cards, you eliminate the flexibility and the margin that you need. You have to know what you can pay and still walk away with a profit. And this only comes from just understanding comps, experience in general, understanding demand, the sell-through rates, and knowing your exit before you even enter. Number 5 is there are lots of sharks in this industry. You cannot assume everyone's here to help. Some will smile when they fleece you. Others will talk a big game and send you a fake card, or take advantage of your inexperience. You have to have thick skin and sharp instincts, and you gotta be able to make friends, but verify everything. Trust is earned, not assumed. Number 6, cash flow is king, not comps. You cannot pay the mortgage with screenshots. I mean, look, a card may comp for $500, but if it doesn't sell, it doesn't matter. Your business depends on liquidity. You gotta move product consistently and profitably. So don't get caught up in what something could sell for. Focus on what it will sell for and how fast it'll sell. Brutal truth number 7 is your ability to forecast the sale is vital. Buying a $3,000 collection is easy. Knowing how, when, and where you'll flip that collection, that's the hard part. You need a plan before you make the purchase. If you can't visualize the resale path, you're gambling and not investing. This applies whether you're buying 1 card or 1,000. Number 8 is market timing always beats card knowledge. You can know every stat, every pop report, and still lose because timing, not knowledge, drives demand. You might be right about a player long-term, but if you mistime the buy or the sell, you're gonna miss the window. This hobby moves incredibly fast. You gotta learn to ride the waves and not fight them. Brutal truth number 9 is the best deals come through months and years of credibility. I get access to incredible deals because I've spent years building trust. It's not luck, it's consistency, it's good communication, it's good follow through. Sellers end up trusting me to treat them fairly. And when big collections need to move, they call people they trust. So you have to back up and just learn to play the long game and let credibility open the doors for you. Number 10, if it seems too good to be true, It absolutely is. $1,000 card for $300? Well, okay. Trimmed, faked, never shipping. Every day somebody gets burned chasing a deal they felt was a jackpot. Don't let your excitement override your instincts. If it's too good to be true, step back and verify. The hobby has plenty of scammers. You got to protect yourself. Number 11, do what others won't do and you'll get what others won't get. I think Dave Ramsey coined that phrase and it's perfect. The margin lives in the grind. Drive the 5 hours, make the follow-up call, go through those dusty bins. Most people won't do that, and that's why they lose. You have to outwork the field, be the person who shows up, follows through, and hustles harder. That is truly where the opportunity lives in sports card reselling. Number 12, most collections aren't worth what the owner thinks. You're not just negotiating with data, you're negotiating with nostalgia. You see, sellers attach value based on what they paid or memories they tied to the cards. So be respectful and don't let sentiment dictate your buy price. Bring comps, set expectations, and educate without condescending. Number 13, players can be forgotten overnight, and they usually are. One injury, one scandal, one slump, and suddenly your $500 card is worth $80. Sports cards are tied to humans. They're unpredictable, they're emotional, and they're ever-changing humans. So if you end up banking your business on one player, you're one tweet away from a disaster. Stay nimble. Number 14, minimizing risk is an art. This business is all risk, but smart resellers learn how to manage it. Diversify your buys. Don't go all in on a single player, a set, or a year. Build in margin and create fallback plans. You have to really think of this like an investor, not a gambler. Build your business like you're building out a mutual fund or an ETF. Diversify in the right way. Number 15, eBay is your friend until it's not. You see, eBay gives you access to millions of buyers, but it also gives you access to millions of problems. You got returns, you got scams, you got category glitches, you got algorithm shifts. It all happens. Learn the system inside out, create backup plans, and never rely on one platform alone. That is on you, nobody else. Number 16, building your brand is easier than ever. It just blows my mind that people don't take this serious. I mean, you got social platforms that give you reach like never before. You don't have to be famous. You just need to be credible. If people trust you, they'll sell to you and they'll buy from you. Show up consistently, share your journey, and build a brand that builds opportunity for yourself. In sports cards, this is important. Number 17, versatility is overrated. You don't need to be great at everything. I mean, really, just pick a lane. Vintage, wax, slabs, prospects, products. Become the expert. The best sellers don't try to do it all. They double down on what they do best. Specialists will win in sports cards. Number 18, emotions are the enemy of profit. You love that card? I get it. But is it helping your business or is it hurting it? Don't let sentiment override strategy. Be objective, step back, and make decisions based on value, not vibes. Number 19, inventory without a process is just a pile. Cards in boxes aren't assets. They're a liability until you create a system. Let me say that again. Cards in boxes aren't assets. They're a liability until you create a system. Listing, pricing, organizing, shipping, it all needs to be dialed in. Systems create momentum in reselling. Chaos will destroy it. And number 20, the best resellers play the long game. Anyone can flip a card, but the ones who last build something bigger. They build a reputation, a brand, a community. They stop looking for shortcuts. They build for sustainability because the long game in sports cards or really anything else always pays off. All right, so there you have it. There are 20 brutal truths that I've learned in sports card reselling. Most of these I've learned the hard way. But if you've made it this far, first off, thank you. Second, I have something for you. I put together a free PDF that I'm calling the Reseller Jumpstart Kit. It really just outlines the systems that I use daily to run a profitable reselling business. You can click the link below. You can get it for free. I'll send it to you within 10 seconds. Hopefully it'll help you. Keep building, keep learning, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.